Welcome back, guys. I'm so happy you're joining me today. I hope that I'm finding the camera this time. I have notes because I've just been so scatterbrained lately. Someday my brain will kick into gear. I realized that in my past two videos, I don't think that I've shown you any finishes. Not that I have a lot, but I do have some finishes that I'll be showing you. We'll be talking about my whips and new starts. I have a little bit to show you that I've purchased, as well as some lovely gifts that I received, along with maybe my plans for Stitch Mania that is rapidly approaching. But first I want to talk about, again, I am so far behind in watching videos. I'm a little bit caught up on replying to all your kind comments. I have read them all, I think. It seems though like FlossTube, for me lately, it's just been like I will get a notification on a message that is several days, if not weeks old. And I'm like, oh, I think they probably, whoever wrote it probably thinks that I forgot about them. But I don't know. I'm trying to catch up and trying to make sure that I reply to each and every comment. I just think that's very important. You guys take the time to watch my video, comment on my video, and the least I can do is reply back to you and let you know that I appreciate you watching my channel. Because let's face it, FlossTube has grown so much and there's so many wonderful stitchers out there, and I just appreciate the fact that you are taking the time to watch my videos. So if I haven't gotten to you, I will. It may take some time. I haven't forgotten about you. It's just that we're winding down on the school year. Life is crazy. And then there's just life. Okay. So let me show you some of my finishes. I haven't, like I said earlier, I have not gotten as many finishes as I would like to have gotten, but that's life. And if I did show this first one especially to you, I apologize, but I think that I didn't finish this until late February, early March. It is a Stitch Mania piece. It is called Ghoul Tidings, and it's out of the Just Cross Stitch Halloween issue of 2013, and the designer is Plum Street Samplers. And this is my finish. And someday it will be an FFO, hopefully before Halloween this year. It was an enjoyable stitch. I think my favorite part are these two little cats. So that's finish number one. Finish number two is a finish but not a finish because I'm not completely happy with it. This one is from Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher, spring 2015, I think. And it's called A Bushel and a Peck by Wendy Stiles Van Emerson of Pineberry Lane. That's what it's supposed to look like. I had a few unplanned color changes, but I decided just to go with it. And this is my finish. It's looking very, very prim. It's actually looking more prim than I wanted. So what I'm going to do is wet it, try to take some of that out, and see where it goes from there. So again, that one is Bushel and a Peck. And I had hoped to have gotten that one finished by Valentine's Day. Didn't happen. Maybe for 2018. My third finish is also from a Stitch Mania start, and it is from the Just Cross Stitch Halloween magazine, also 2013, called Matilda Hornbuckle, and the designer is Not Forgotten Farm. And this is my finish on this one. And my final finish, which was just this past week, is another design out of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitching magazine. This one is from the fall 2015. It's called My Soul is Fed. It's gonna look like this. And this design is by Gail Rieger, I believe. Yes. I started this on the 19th of May 2016 for Stitch Mania. And here's my finish. I believe she just released this design as a single pattern as well at the Nashville market last month. Okay, if you noticed a theme, 3 of my 4 finishes were from 2016 Stitch Mania, and I'll talk more about that in a little while. My next finish, I decided that I wanted to try to make some project bags, and I went on Craftsy and I found this wonderful tutorial by Kristen Link, and it is a tutorial for a reversible tote and a zipper pouch, and I wanted to make the zipper pouch, and it's a free pattern, and she's very detailed in her video. I just wanted to print the pattern out because I didn't want to have to keep watching the video while I was sewing. So this was my first attempt at making one. It was really easy. That's the inside. I just used some fabric from my stash, kind of some reproduction fabric. It has marbles and jacks. So that was my trial bag. And if you've been watching me for very long at all, you know that I kind of like to switch things up and make it my own, of course. This is a great size to hold like your scissors, your seam ripper, those kind of things. But I wanted to make it big enough to be able to hold a pattern, and if I had something on a hoop or a small Q-snap, to hold that as well as my fibers. So this was my first attempt at making a large one, or a larger one. And again, just some fabric from my stash, my little chickens. And the inside, what did I put on the inside? I just put some red on the inside. I didn't quite get the measurements as large as I wanted, so I made another one. They're very addictive. And this is my third attempt. And it's just the scissor fabric on the back, the polka dots on the front. I added a little scissor charm with a zipper pull, and inside is just the black and white polka dot. And I was very happy with the size for what I needed it for. So I made another one. And this houses one of my current projects. I bet you can't guess which one. And this is the back. Again, this is fabric from my stash. And the inside, I chose this kind of reminded me of steam coming off of coffee. And so once I got those made, I decided to make a few for friends, and those have already been sent out and they have received them, and I hope that they enjoy using them as much as I enjoyed making. I can see myself making quite a few of those in the future, but they were a lot of fun. And again, the basic pattern came from Craftsy by Kristen Link. Check her out. It's a free pattern and with great instructions. So thank you, Kristen, for that tutorial. All right, next on my list are my whips. And of those, I have a few. But the first one that I worked on is by Little House Needleworks, One More Stitch. You all have seen this before. It was a gift from an Instagram friend. Her name is Flag Day Girl. And I had started this on the same piece of fabric. And I wasn't happy with it. I was stitching 2 over 2 and I just wasn't happy with my stitches, but also when I was stitching the white, it wasn't showing up the way that I wanted it to. So I pulled all that out and I dyed the fabric myself and did a restart. And this is how far I've gotten on that. And it's been a much more enjoyable stitch, and I can see this could be a quick finish if I put my mind to it. Okay, then the next item that I worked on, His Eye is on the Sparrow. I didn't accomplish a lot on this, really, I don't feel like. But what I did accomplish was I finished the houses down here. And then I started in on, I'm not really sure what that is, a vine of some sort. I think I finished the bird. Again, I'm still loving every moment of stitching this. But it will be a while before I have a finish on this one. Set that out of the way. The next thing that I worked on was a whip that I had started at the beginning of the year. It was my New Year, New Start. And it was the pattern was a gift from Rebecca at Hedgerow Stitching. The fabric was a gift from Abby Bella Stitch here on FlossTube as well. And the needle minder was a gift that I received in a giveaway from Emily. So this is a Stitcher's Sampler by The Primitive Hare, and the last time you saw it, I think I only had 2 of these bees finished, and so I completed the rest of that row and got started down on the bottom row. And I'm stitching this with the Called For Gentle Arts Garden Gate 1 over 1. And I don't remember what the count of the fabric is. It looks like a 36 or 40. My next whip is a New Start. I love this the moment I saw it, like many of you have. And I haven't gotten as far on it as I would like. Please disregard the janky tape that's on here. I'm running out of frames. But it is called Coffee Quaker by one of my favorite designers, Heartstring Samplery. And of course I had to join in on the sale that Natasha started on Facebook. And this is my progress. I am using the call for threads and the call for fabric, which is 40 count. What is the name of it? Something brew. Stars Hollow Brew. And I'm stitching 1/1. And it has been a joy to stitch. I can't say enough about Beth Twist. She's a fantastic designer. Oh, my coffee needle minders. I made this one and this one. They came in a set of wooden pieces that were actually sold for scrapbooking, and I've had them in my stash for quite a while, and I'm like, oh, perfect. And then this one I found at a local candy shop, and it was like a refrigerator magnet, and I just added a magnet to the back, or an extra magnet, so it would stay on there. But I thought that was fun and very appropriate for this design. And my final whip and new start is a gift, or I want it in a giveaway from Abby Bella, called The Old Mill. And she and I had talked about doing a sale with it after the new year, and I think we both forgot about it. But we've started. She's much further along than I am. Let's see, can you see this? That is my start. Oh, and my needle minder, okay, it was a free one added in from a purchase that I made from Scott at the Pork Chop show on Etsy. And he's always so nice. He always sends a little extra something every time I order. And I will show you some of the ones that I ordered recently, and this was in it. And I thought, oh, I have the perfect whip for that. So that's my start. I'm anxious to put more stitches in on this one. I am stitching this one on, I don't remember, I think whatever was called for, but probably in a smaller count. Nope, not right. I'm stitching this one on espresso. Let me check my journal. On 30 count espresso. I, however, am stitching 1/1 because that's just my favorite way to stitch. So I look forward to getting more accomplished on that. Okay, moving on. Before I show you what I purchased this month, I just wanted to take a moment to, not that any of the designers watch my video, but I just want to say thank you to all the fantastically talented and creative designers out there. There are so many of you that I admire and enjoy stitching your pieces, and I hope that you continue to create for many years to come, because, well, we can never have too many good designs to stitch. On that note, I, like many of you, fell in love with this. I did not order it straight away for the pre-order because I loved it so much. And I have stitched one other of Lila Studios' pieces, and I knew her patterns were fabulous. And just to show my appreciation and gratitude to her, I wanted to wait until it came out on her Etsy shop. I wanted her to get every penny of my hard-earned money for her work. So I ordered it from her shop. She is so fabulous, so quick to ship, no issues. I, of course, bought the fabric and all the fibers to go along with it. But again, this is by Lila's Studio, Let Freedom Ring. I am itching to start. However, I'm going to wait. I think I'm going to wait and stitch this in July. Okay, I'm going to start stitching it in July. It will probably be July of 2020 before I even remotely get it finished. But that was probably one of my favorite purchases, along with another one that I adore, that a lot of you are stitching, and I cannot wait for the rest of the series to come out. Early Americans. What can I say about this? It's just fabulous. And of course, Little House Needleworks never disappoints. So I, like many of you, are going to stitch it on one piece. I got 32 count because I'll stitch on 30 count. My preferred fabric is 40 count. But anything between 32 and 40 count, I'm happy with. And these are just a few of the fibers that I still needed. Fantastic colors. I haven't pulled the ones that I have already out to put with that, but I will. And again, I don't think I'm going to start this anytime soon, but, you know, I had to have it. Okay. I received this month's what's that called? You know, the monthly thing. Subscription to Victorian Motto Sampler Shop and her fibers. And this is the limited. Am I getting limited edition? Oh, I can't remember. But they're always fantastic. And I think I may have solved my quest for how to store these. I'm going to try it anyway. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I ended up buying these floss bags called the Thread Tucks. And I'll show you if you've never seen them. It gives a little diagram here. You put your skein of floss in, you leave it whole, and you just, there's a little hole on this end of the bag that you run the strand through and pull out as you need. So I'm going to give that a try and see how it works. So some nice spring colors in this one. Nancy is always quick to ship, and well, once you pay your invoice, I swear she ships the very next day. And they're just so soft. I love them. Okay, what's next? Let me look at my list, sorry. I had a thrifting find sometime in the past month. There's a thrift store in my area. I think it's called Love Inc. And I find the best stuff in there at the best prices. One day a month they have almost everything half price. And this past month when I went, I found this. Now, as beautiful as this is, it's called Ebb Tide by Northern Pine Designs. This was in the bag and this was in the bag. This is not even anywhere close to being finished. And as beautiful as it is, it's just not me. It's not me. But it is gorgeous. However, the more I look at this, I'm like, what a waste of fibers. Because look, this is the back. Look at all that. And this is the front. And it's just beautiful, but man. And this calls for some pretty expensive fibers. And I just can't even imagine doing this entire thing. By the time you purchase all of your fibers, you've probably invested well over $100 to maybe even $200 in fibers alone. But what I really wanted this for was for the frame. This is one style of frame that I have never tried, and I think this was marked at $3, so I got this for $1.50, and I was like, well worth the money to give it a try. So I am going to be pulling this off and just admiring this. Now seriously, if anyone would like to have the chart and the whip, I will be more than glad to send it to you. Just let me know. Okay, so we have that. I have some of the best subscribers ever, and I know you all think that you have the best subscribers, but no, I have the absolute best subscribers of anyone. And I had one of my subscribers contact me, and she said that she had a pattern that she thought I would like, and she gave me the name of it and said, you know, go have a look and see if it's something you would be interested in, and if it is, I will send it to you. And I'm not gonna tell her name because I didn't get her permission, but she will know who she is. Very, very sweet lady. You guys know my love for anything Americana, and I have a wonderful addition to my Americana stash, and it's called Patriotic Pomp, and it is an original design by Julie Stevens, and look, it's even signed by Julie. It is a quote from John Adams, and I may start this before July 4th. Because I would like to have this piece in my collection for the 4th. So there it is again. Thank you. You know who you are. It is a blessing to have this pattern, and thank you for thinking of me. And also, on one of my previous videos, I put out a request for if anyone had extra of the limited edition Gentle Art sampler threads that are called for in the Jenny Bean Halloween sampler. And I got some responses back. And again, I didn't ask permission to share these ladies' names, so I won't. But again, you know who you are. And they were so kind. I offered, you know, to PayPal them some money, and neither one of them would accept. And they just sent them to me out of the goodness of their heart. And I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I can now get well on my way with that design. I do still need a couple others. We'll see when I get to those if it's something that I can substitute and make it work. But somehow I ended up with some duplicates, and I hope you two ladies don't mind. I passed on the love and kindness that you showed to me onto another stitcher who was also looking for those fibers. So thank you. Thank you so much. And I just thought, listen, these ladies have been so kind to me to do this. I want to share that kindness with someone else as well. So thank you so much. Okay. As if that's not enough of your kindness toward me, I also put out a request if anyone knew where I could find some of the Cherrywood Designs Dictionary series. And I had a wonderful lady, and her name is, her FlossTube name is 1856 Brick House. And she doesn't do videos, but she is always so kind and always leaves the most wonderful comments on my videos. And she recommended a cross-stitch shop near where she lives. And I contacted them, and it's called House of Stitches, and it's in LaPorte, Indiana. I tell you, those Indiana people are so nice. Bonna. Anyway, I was able to find 2 more of the series that I was looking for, and now I can't remember which 2 of the 4 I was looking for, but now I have linen and I have floss. Sorry for the glare. I have pincushion and I have needle. So I'm looking forward to stitching those. You will see those in a future video. And I also purchased a few other things from the shop. I won't show you everything because, well, I'm a bad girl. But I will show you this. It's one of the favorite things that I purchased. And it is by With Thy Needle and Thread. It is not a cross stitch, it is a punch needle. Look how cute he is. And I need to stitch him. And once I do the punch needle, I may even try to convert him to a cross stitch because he's so cute. Okay. And that's not all. I didn't get her permission, but I'm hoping that she won't mind that I share this with you. You know, I love receiving things. I really love receiving things, but my joy comes in giving back. I know how I feel when I receive something just because, how it brightens my day. And this particular person, she's on FlossTube and she's on Instagram, and she just has the kindest, she has just this kindness just emits from her. And I don't know, her stitching style is what I want to be when I grow up. And I just admire everything about her. And she and I have just kind of been sending each other things back and forth. And when I receive something, it warms my heart, it brightens my day. And I can't thank you enough, Rebecca. It means a lot. So one day I came home from work and this wonderful package was waiting for me with, again, a very heartfelt card that just brought tears to my eyes. And she sent some of the most beautiful things. I don't even know where to start. I have never stitched a Jeanette Douglas piece. I have admired her pieces for a long time, but I've never stitched anything. I don't think I even have anything in my collection of hers. But Rebecca knows my love for bees, and she sent me this. How beautiful is that? So shortly after she sent me this, I went online, I purchased the fabric, I purchased the fibers, and I am anxious to get to stitch this. I don't think I will put it in the box, but I will frame it. It will be beautiful. And it's going to be a true lesson because there are a lot of specialty stitches in here that I have never done. I've done a fair few in my life, but there's some in here that I didn't know existed. Okay, and then another Jeanette Douglas design, and this one comes with the backing fabric and the floss. I will show you those because they're beautiful. Look at those beautiful colors, and they're so soft. And this one is called Patterned Pretties. Look how gorgeous. I'm anxious to stitch this one as well. It just reminds me of antique coverlets. And it's just beautiful. And the floss, I'm pretty sure this is silk of some sort. So that will be a new one for me. And we're not finished. She also sent me this Bless Our Home by Little House Needleworks. Another 4th of July one that probably will remain up on the wall all year long. So cute. And she sent me these cute little things. This I'm going to use, it's a key ring, but I am going to use it as a scissor fob. I just haven't yet because I wanted to show you first. So thank you for that, Rebecca. And then this, which I so love because it's magnetic. It is a tape measure, and I can attach it to my cart and have it handy. I will never lose it. So what a neat concept. I can make such good use of that. So thank you, Rebecca. You warmed my heart, and you definitely brought a smile to my face and brightened, sorry, put that down, and brightened my day. And every time I look at it and think about it, it brightens my day. So thank you so much for your kindness. Okay, I won't go through all of these because, gosh, I am at 41 minutes already, and I still have a few things to talk about. But I did get the spring issue of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitching. Let me just say there are a lot of things in here that I want to stitch. And, okay, I will show you one. Hang on. This one, I'm drawn to it. It's called Sarah Ann Cotty Sampler, and it's by Willow Hill Samplings. Gotta stitch that. Okay, so if you like primitive, the best magazine around. I'm running out of room. Okay, So I wanted to talk briefly about Stitch Mania. Rapidly approaching. Last year, I had such a great time with Stitch Mania. I started 31 new starts. That's a lot. However, I had a look at my whips a couple of days ago after I finished the My Soul is Fed, and I only have 8 of those 31 left as whips. But as I was actually looking at each whip to see where am I on this, how much more would it require to finish, where do I want to put these in my stitching plans, I made the decision, and this is like a first for me. This is really a first. I had to give up. It isn't because I don't like the design, because I still like the design. It's just I have things I like better. This is a design by Charlotte Holder, and this was out of Just Cross Stitch 1995, and it's called Be Kind. The problem I have with this is, like I said, there are just things that I want to stitch more, and I was having issues the first day I started on my fabric selection, and I was using the called for fabric, I was using the called for fibers, and if you from back here, it's very difficult to see that there are the C and the D are even stitched. So I just wasn't enjoying it right now. So it's gone for now. So that means I have 7 whips from Stitch Mania. I also have 13 other whips that were not in Stitch Mania, giving me a total right now of 20 whips. And that's probably not a lot of whips to some of you, and it's a whole big bunch to a lot of you. And it seems like a whole lot to me right now too, because 6 of those 20 are rather large whips. I've got End of Four Screw, I've got His Eyes on the Sparrow, I've got Antique Tin Tiles, I've got A Real Snow Job, Houses of Hawk Run Hollow, and Flowers for Sarah. Those are my large ones. So I think what my plans will be, and this is subject to change, I think from now until mid-May, I'm going to try to rock out some of those other whips that are smaller and get as many of those finished as possible. And depending on how many I get finished will determine how many I start in the second half of the month. School doesn't end in here until the 25th of May. So that just gives me, what, 5-6 days in May of like, I could stitch all day long. So we'll see. I mean, I have so many things I want to stitch. I have so many things that I have kitted up. I have the fabric, not necessarily with this one I do, with the chart, but I have the fabric in my trunk for every single one of these that you see right here. In addition to Let Freedom Ring, Early Americans, and I had put Jeanette Douglas Vintage Birds chart in my cart when I did my pre-order. And I don't know, I just decided to take it out. I wanted it, but I thought, well, you know what? I'll just wait to order that one. And then some wonderful person on Stitch Maynia posted a finish of it. And I was like, ooh, I need that in my life now. And what did I do? I ordered it. So that will be here soon. But that, there's just so much to stitch in such little time. And I'm like, I want to stitch it all. I want to stitch it all. Yeah. So, I don't know. I might change my mind. Because a part of me says, what's the difference in having it in your collection as a chart and floss and fabric as opposed to having it in collection started? Is there a difference? I don't know. It's just that when I start something, I want to see that finish. I want that beautiful piece finished. So we'll see what happens. But right now, my plan is to have a half of Stitch Maynia as a Whip Mania, and the second half of May as Stitch Maynia. We'll see. There was another thing I wanted to talk about that I almost forgot. Two things, for sure. And then, if you've lasted this long, thank you. There's a surprise at the end. I just wanted to share some of the mini pieces that I got from the Pork Chop show. I always want to call it Pork Chop Shop. No, Pork Chop Show on Etsy. That I have made into needle minders. I have a lot that I haven't glued the magnets on yet. But my most recent ones, this one, this one, this one. I love that kitty. My voodoo dolls. A rabbit taking a bath. And then these three I had purchased a while back, but I'm not sure I ever shared those. They came in a collection, like a sewing themed collection, and these are just three of, I don't know, there was probably 8 or 12 in that collection. And the same with my circus collection. These are just 2 that I pulled out that were handy. But I can't say enough about Scott. He is quick to ship. He wraps them where they will not get damaged. And he usually puts a free 1 or 2 in there. So thank you, Scott, for such great customer service. One more thing, Marlene from Stitching by the Lake had a question, and I read it initially, and then when I went back to answer it, I could not find the question. So I don't know if I just overlooked it or if it's gone. But she asked me what magnifiers I use, and I use Mag Eyes. And it's so funny, and I meant to get the packaging out because I swear, as I was looking at this and deciding, do I want to continue it or not, I was just flipping through the magazine and I spotted something that I want to show you. This photo of this lady with the Mag Eyes. And I swear, this is the same packaging that they have now. And this magazine is from 1995. And this lady has not aged a bit. I want to know her secret. "22 years and she still looks the same." I need to know what she's using. But anyway, I do use these. If you look at the photo, you see how she is wearing them, and I'll show you my attempt at wearing them like that. If you are drinking something, put it down. If you are eating something, finish and swallow, because this is a laugh, okay? She wears them like this. Okay, there is no way. When I first got these, I thought, oh no, I can't wear them, because I was stitching and they kept like slowly moving down, and I'm like, what? No. And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make these work. Clearly my head is not big enough for these. So I was like, let me see what else I can do. So I put mine just kind of, I put them up like this and pull them down like this. See if I can get the hair out of my eyes. I'm in desperate need of a haircut. And pull them down like this and stitch like this. And it just works a lot better for me. I'm not constantly having to readjust, or they're not falling down in front of my eyes. And it works perfect. So if you have a smaller head, these will work for you. You just have to play around with it a little bit. I do have, this is what I use the most. I wear contacts, I wear glasses, and I still need these for stitching on 36 and 40 count. And some 32 count, depending on how tightly it's woven. But I do have the light that has the circular lights and the magnifier in it. I actually have 2 of those. And I do use those occasionally. But the thing I like most about these is how transportable they are. I don't have to move that light around with me wherever I go. If I want to stitch out on the deck, under the umbrella, in natural light, I can take these out there. They travel well. So Marlene, for you, Mag Eyes. And I think I just have the 2 and the 4 magnification. Sorry about that. I just realized someone was walking up to my door. If you've made it to this point in my video, thank you. I think this has been my longest video to date. And wow, I didn't know I could talk so much. But I wanted to make sure and get this part in the video because my FlossTube anniversary was March 16th. And I want to celebrate that. I want to let you guys know how much I enjoy being a part of this community. I know there are some haters out there, and I'm sorry for those people who feel the need to be like that. I have not had a single negative comment on my videos. I've had a thumbs down here and there. That's okay. I totally get that not everyone is going to like my style. Not everyone is going to enjoy what I share. That's okay. You know, we're all different. But for the most part, I have been so lucky to have been a part of this community, and I want to give back a little bit. So, I've thought long and hard of what I could do, and I think I've come up with a good plan, I hope. I don't have an LNS. I would love to have an LNS. Many times in my life, living all over the United States, I have had an LNS. And I prefer to shop as local as possible or as small business as possible. I appreciate the bigger businesses, but I really like giving back to small businesses and cottage industries. We all stitch for different reasons, and man, this is harder to explain than I thought. Some of us are fortunate enough to be able to have the time. I don't have as much time to stitch as I would like. Some of us are fortunate enough to be able to go look at the products and purchase them at their LNS. Some of us have to rely pretty much on online stores. Some of us have more funds to make those purchases than others. In an effort to help someone out there shop local or shop at a small place online, or to, okay, let me just tell you what my plan is. I want to give $50 through PayPal to one of you. You have to be a subscriber. You have to be 18. You can be anywhere in the world and have PayPal. And you have to have a PayPal account. Okay? I don't care what you spend that $50 on. If it is ordering dinner out so that you don't have to cook and you get more time to stitch. If it is hiring a babysitter for a couple of hours so that you have some quiet time to stitch, or go to an LNS, or join some friends to stitch. If it is to buy $50 worth of floss, it doesn't matter to me what you spend that $50 on. It could be to pay your electric bill so that takes a little bit of stress off of you, so you can sit down and stitch without guilt. Do you get what I mean? Like, I just want you to be able to use that so that you have peace of mind and can sit down and stitch happily. So, like I said, you have to have a PayPal account, you have to be 18, and you have to be a subscriber, because I want to give back to one of you. And if I could, if I won the lottery, I would give you all $50 on PayPal. That's how much I appreciate you. You have kept me company. in a lot of good times and a lot of difficult times. And I appreciate that. I cannot imagine my life without this community. And I know I'm getting all sappy, but seriously, this is my therapy. This is how I unwind. To me, cross-stitching solves the world's problems. So, today is April 15th. I know if any of you are like me, you are behind in watching videos. As I mentioned earlier, school ends on May 25th. I have a little bit of time before summer school starts back. So I'm going to keep this open until, let me look at a calendar. Until May, you know what, I'm going to keep it open until May 31st, through May 31st. On June 1st, I will go through and I will do some type of drawing, whether it's on random number.org or I just write your names down and put them in a basket. I will do a video drawing the winner. Please don't comment, enter me in the giveaway. I want it to be for you guys who have stuck with me over this past year. What can I have you? What can I have you comment? Tell me your absolute favorite piece that you have ever stitched. And that way I will know that you made it to the end of the video and you want to be entered in the giveaway for $50 sent to you through PayPal. Okay? All right. Well, hopefully I can get this uploaded. I'm not going to do very much editing. Ain't nobody got time for that. So I hope you have a very happy Easter if you celebrate, or Passover, or just a great weekend if you don't celebrate. I just wish you well, and I look forward to watching more of your videos. I look forward to reading your comments and eventually replying to those. And I will talk to you again before June 1st. Okay,